Hi, welcome to Bronte Online. How is everyone doing? We haven't seen each other in so long, it seems like forever. So, I wanted to talk today about a few things. First one being our perspective project. You guys did okay last week with the 1 point perspective. Now we're moving into the 2 point perspective. So, today, what's due is you have to actually write the perspective or draw the perspective on the 2 point perspective images that are provided in your perspective packet. Wow, that's a mouthful. Then you have to draw the 2 point perspective boxes that are indicated on the sheet. And that's what I wanted to cover today because 2 point perspective can be a little bit trickier than 1 point perspective. So I thought if I covered it, we had a little more information on it, it would help you guys out a little bit better. Now I know you don't have access to printing out the sheets. I did. They didn't print out that great. I did initially start to draw them here, but I found that they were still a little bit weak, so I'm going to draw them down here and I might just draw them in marker. When you're doing yours, do yours in pencil so you can erase any lines that you don't need. I just want to do this one. Maybe I'll start it in pencil, and if it's dark enough, I'll leave it. If not, I'll go over it with marker. But I wanted you guys to understand how to draw the boxes above the horizon line and as well below the horizon line. It's important to understand the perspective for that. So when you're building up and you're getting into your last project, which for the grade 11s is going to be a city, and the grade 12s you have to build a fantasy building, you want to use the various perspectives. Now, you're only using 2 point perspective, but why not go to 3 point perspective? It's only one perspective away, one extra step. And with buildings, you can get some really elaborate stuff. And also with creating a fantasy city, why not have it floating? Who says it has to be on the ground? It's a fantasy city. It could be in a shoe, for crying out loud. It can be anywhere. Come on, use your imagination, guys. So I really want you to work hard at developing your ideas for this particular unit. Okay, so I'm going to start with the drawing now. I'm hoping to maybe do some Zoom classes this week, but I know you guys really want to see how this stuff's done. And I believe with Zoom, you can see me, but it's a little bit trickier. But we'll get to it. Okay, I'm just not quite there yet, just so you know. Hi, Ruby. Hi, everyone. I miss you guys so much. I can hear all your little voices. My minions. Anyways, let's get started before I get teary-eyed. All right. 2 point perspective. We're drawing the boxes. First thing we have to do is you have your horizon line. Okay? Most important part of your perspective. It helps you determine if you're going above or you're going beyond. Now, this sheet in perspective, you'll notice that it came with a lot of lines already on it. Okay? Now, this is a great practice area, and I do want to see a couple of boxes above and a couple of boxes below, so at least two each. You don't have to give me all of them on here. Some of them are a little bit tricky, like this guy here. Tricky. But as long as you show me a couple above and a couple below for this exercise, I'm happy with that. It explains to me that you understand it, and that's exactly what the goal is for today. All right? So, I have my horizon line. I'm going to put in my vanishing point. So first I'll put in some of the lines up here the way they've done it. I got one up here. We got one down here. I think we have another one over here. One here, and our starting box, which is up here. Now, I'm just going to leave it at that. Okay, I think that'll be enough, and I think you guys can see that I won't need to use an actual marker. So I'm going to put my vanishing point to the left and my vanishing point to the right. And I'm going to give them distance. And the reason why I'm going to give them distance is so I can actually show some form of perspective. If they're too close together, what ends up happening when your boxes are just too close together, or your vanishing points are too close together, when you go to draw that box, it's going to be very, very extreme. Okay? So you'll have a very, very extreme type of box. And that one didn't quite work. Think of like, it just goes really, really thin and it doesn't work very well. So let's get back into this one. Okay, so these are your construction lines. These are like your starting baseline that you use to get your vertical placement of your box. All right, so I have my one vanishing point. I'm going to line up my orthogonal lines. Okay, make them as straight as you can. If you don't have a ruler, do your best. You can use the side of a binder. You can probably use your phone. There's so many things that you can use as a ruler. It's actually amazing because we're not really measuring per se. So you're kind of estimating the distance, but as long as you have something that makes a straight line, if you're not comfortable with actually drawing straight lines, like I said, you can pretty much use anything that will give you that edge. All right. So I put in my one lines here. Now I'm going to go way over to the other side. And again, it's all about intercepting those lines, making sure that those lines actually connect. Okay. Now this is the part that tends to get people, is the bottom of the box. So the bottom of the box, again, I'm just going to go across this way, and I'm going to bring another line up and across this way. All right. Now, where these lines intersect, that's where I'm going to put my vertical lines. Okay, actually it's this one, sorry. So that means this box is going to look like this. Okay, so it's going to be quite a wide box. It doesn't have to be. I could make it smaller if I wanted to. What I could do is, if I wanted to, I could bring this line and just stop it here. If I want to connect it, wherever you want to connect it, you can make it as big or as small as you want. Okay, so that's one above the line, and that would be considered the worm's eye view. It's almost like a 3-point perspective because you're looking up from below, okay? And you can see the bottom of the box. Now, if you're to do a box below, same kind of thing. So I'm going to go to this line, match that one to the line, okay? I'll go over to the opposite side and match those two lines. So there I have the sides of my box. Now I want to do the top of my box, so I'm just going to bring a line going across this way, and I'm going to bring another line going across that way. So wherever the lines converge or intersect, again, that's where I'm going to put my vertical line, and there's my box. So now we have what's called the worm's eye view, or the bird's eye view. We can see the top of the box. All right, so you have one below and you have one above. Now let's try one more over here, because this one's a little bit in the corner, so it's going to look a little bit weird. All right, so this one's going to be a very sharp angled box because of where my vanishing points are. So I'm going to bring this one way over to this side here, okay, as well as matching that bottom point again with my vanishing point. Now I'm going to create the bottom of my box. I'm going to crisscross up that way. I'm going to bring this vanishing point up and over that way. All right. So this box again is a little weird. I'm going to where those lines converge, and that's how my box is going to look. Okay. So I think that helps you so far. Now, going up to the 2-point perspective pictures, what you have to do with these guys is you're going to go in digitally and do this because it'll be a lot easier, and it's a good little introduction for you to do some digital work, which we are going to be doing. So you may want to consider a tablet, but again, we'll talk about that after. For your 2-point, if you go into Microsoft Word, there's a tool called Draw. Okay, if you just hit that tool, it's going to give you several pens, and then if you click onto that tool, it'll give you the options of colors, and it'll give you the options of different dots, meaning the size of the end of your tool. So pick one that's you're comfortable with, maybe pick a red, something that will stick out, and just actually draw in your horizon lines and your vanishing points over those two pictures to indicate where everything is. I want to know that you can look at a picture and pick out where the perspective is, okay? It's an important thing. So those are our 2 things for today, guys. I hope this was helpful. Let me know if it's helpful for you, and I'll do them every day, okay? So really enjoy your day. Oh, one more thing I wanted to tell you. We have some art supplies coming. I don't want to do everything digital because it'll make me and you a little bit crazy. So I've ordered some art supplies. They're not the best, but it's for what I could get in these times. So we can actually do our painting unit where you guys will actually get some paint. So there's going to be some brushes delivered, a couple of canvases, some paint, clay for the sculpture unit, and also a container, the paint container to hold your paint and hold your clay. So those should be coming this week. So the lessons might get a little weird near the end. I'm hoping that We can start the painting at the end of this week. If not, it may go into next week. I'm not sure when the supplies will come in, but I just wanted to give you a heads up and let you know. For digital drawing, I bought a tablet today. It came today. I'm going to have a look at it and I'll talk about it to you later. One of the projects I do want to do digital, okay? So you would be doing it. You don't need a tablet. You can draw in Microsoft Word, and I'll show you how to do that as well when we get to that stage. But those are the couple things I just wanted to tell you guys for this week. Hope you have a great day. I miss you dearly. Hope to see you soon. Bye.